I think we are recording. Hello, everybody. Wait a minute. Actually, at this point, it might actually be better that I hold off on this part. Either way, hello, everybody. Zachary5149 here, and welcome to potentially the second to last edition of the Pixel Party State of the Union address. We are officially, well, not really, about to become December time, alright? December is almost here. It's been a good year. Been a long and grueling year. But it's been a good one. It's been a fun one. A lot has happened to get to this point. We're talking Pixel Party today. Uh, and as some of you may have noticed, there is quite a difference uh, before you. A lot has changed, and that is because I don't know. It was a bit messy prior to this. A lot of the stuff that you see before you is the exact same. Some of it is very different. I like this. It's a bit more organized. It's a lot better. Anyways, this is how things are going so far. So, as we can see, I don't think a single thing has changed in terms of the qualification spots. The order, however, is exactly how it needs to be now. So, thankfully, everything you see here is going to be done based on order. So, up to this point, it's just the remaining tournaments. So you have the December top three, the qualifier, which happened today. It started today. I already won all of my matches. I won them all. I won 2-0 in two games against I think CLSK and somebody else, I forget. Let's go ahead and change that number. We're also probably gonna just need to get rid of this too, as a matter of fact. We'll just do some on the field adjusting. Anyways, wait, why is it that color? That's the color. There we go. Wait, is this the wrong color? Probably. Probably. We'll do that one. Anyways, so yeah, the December top three is still good, is still to come. The qualifier and a normal spot from another tournament that I think is going to be getting announced soon. At this point, there are really only two people left that can severely compete for the number one seed. It is going to come down to me, or it is going to come down to Raywad. Owen technically had a chance of fighting for the number one seed, but he did not register for the qualifier tournament, so he will not get that spot. Of course, that does not mean that he does not get a guaranteed first round bye. Yeah, he got. I don't know if I ever covered this back in October, but yeah, he got a first round bye. He has enough points. Enough happened from all the other tournaments that even though he's not playing in a qualifier tournament, his performance throughout the year has warranted a first round bye. The same thing has actually happened to Maple. Like there's just not enough competition that's able to catch up to him. Thanks to everyone who did not register for the qualifier tournament, which was the last major chance for people to catch up. No pun intended, because it's a major tournament. And as we can annoyingly see, a lot of qualification spots are still open for the taking. In fact, ever since I think October, nobody has really qualified for anything at all. I hate to say everything in white here. Everything in white is stuff that can change. Anything in black is locked in. But anything that is white is subject to change. Now, something else you might have noticed is that my score has gone up. I went to 680. I had two grand finals matches. I lost one of them in heartbreaking fashion, but I managed to win the other one. Unfortunately, competition for the number one seed is anything but locked up. Raywad is in the grand finals of the what do you call it? What tournament is going on in the grand finals right now? The teams tournament. Yeah, I placed dead last. Our team did win against Stygen's team though, so I guess I guess that's pretty good. It can't all be good news. It's either going to be hacking that wins that and gets 100 points. The runner-up gets 30, which is basically nothing, but whatever. Uh, so it's gonna come down to the qualifier tournament as to whether or not Ray Wad can catch up to me. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want him to. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of want Ray Wad to take the #1 seed away from me. I'm beginning to realize that the rewards of getting the #1 seed are just not that good. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can make some magic happen, but ugh. And we will get into that a little bit later. Oh, I do have a new category called the projected skip. So these are basically the people that may or may not end up skipping this tournament. Dopa, Owen, and GVAP. GVAP has been off the radar for a little while now, like a month or two. Owen, he's got stuff going on. Dopa, he has not touched this game ever since he won the normal champ tournament and lost to me in the hyper champ finals. So yeah, unfortunately, not a lot of qualification spots have been taken since last time, but in total, there's gonna be like 8 or 9 in both in the month of December. So a lot of stuff is ahead of us over here. You know what? I think I'm kind of spoiling it, but I think it speaks for itself. All right, so this screen is pretty overwhelming. I actually blacked out a decent portion of it. You can see I'm like clicking on things and there's a bunch of boxes. That's because I wanted to keep it hidden. This over here, actually, hang on. Maybe I should just start it now. Okay, I'm hoping that it's not too loud and I hope this isn't cringe. But basically, how this is gonna go, I'm gonna do this again at the end of December. That's a bit loud. I'm basically going to reveal the seeds for the Champs Tournament for both modes as we, right now. Like, this is everyone that is confirmed in as of this moment. Things can change. It's just how everything falls right now. As we can see, there are 16 people that have currently spots set up. Not that they're guaranteed. Everything in gold is symmetrical. So the first seed here is going to be the same as the first seed over here. This goes all the way down to number 13 before finally at number 14, the number 14 seed on this side will not be the same as the number 14 seed on this side. Now, I should also mention that the top 8 will be getting first round buys from the Champs Tournament. Neither side will participate in round 1 to any capacity, which is good because it's a single elimination. This is how the round 2 groups are going to be created. The 1 seed, 8 seed, 9 seed, and 16 seed will be in group 1. Likewise for group 2, 3, and 4, the top 8, or rather the top 2 from each group, will advance to the final bracket. Now, the thing about the 9 seed and anything lower than that is that you still have to go against someone in your round 1 match. For example, the 9 seed goes against the number 24 seed. I think I have this shown down here. So none of this is going to be available yet, but basically the winner of each of these matches will fill in the remaining groups down here. So if the 9 seed loses to the 24 seed, the 24 seed assumes the number 9 seed. So on, and so on. So that is basically all there is to say. All that's left is to, of course, reveal everyone as they are at this exact moment. We have factored in everything. For example, how many words? Sorry. So like there's a lot of stuff. For example, the rankings for 2025 in November have not been released yet, but we have been keeping track of that. So I feel confident in releasing everyone who is currently qualified based on their orders. So let's get right into it. I don't know how. I guess I should just start. So, the number 1 seed currently in this champs tournament, identical on each side, is Zachary 5149. No shock there. With 680 points. Pretty sizable gap between everybody else. There's been a few people throughout the year that have managed to keep pace, but they kept falling further and further behind. Unfortunately, there's pretty much only one person that can dethrone him at this point. He gets a first round bye, and he is placed into Group 1 as of now. This can change, but as of now, this is our number 1 seed. Moving on, the number 2 seed going into Group B will be Owen. Owen will get the number 2 seed. He's not even participating in the qualifier tournament, which is very interesting. Very interesting, because that means this number is going to stay as it is. And will not be able to go up very significantly. Nevertheless, he does have a first round bye locked up. So hopefully he'll be able to come back in time, because he's got stuff going on in life right now. I want him to participate because I think it would be awesome. Moving on, though, hopefully we'll get to see him. Number 3. The number 3 seed is... I'm actually pretty excited. Maple! Maple is the number 3 seed, so he will be placed into Group C of both the normal and hyper bracket. He is also a guaranteed first round bye. The last one currently, that will change, but if the season ended today, or the worst case scenario happened until the end of December, he will be the number 3 seed. Or at least have a first round bye locked up. I think we already showed it. The number 4 seed, Are You Hacking? Are You Hacking is the number 4 seed. A non-guaranteed first round bye. Now, the thing about hacking that makes things very dicey is that he has told me he will not be participating in the entire qualifier tournament, meaning it is very unlikely for this number to drastically improve. Will that mean that he could fall enough to get outside of the top 8 and not get a first round bye? Unlikely, because the current cutoff is 555 points. If you score more than 555 points, you are guaranteed a first round bye. And I think we're about to see it now. No, we're not. Number 5, the 5th seed. So, if things ended the way exactly they do now, we're going to be going in reverse order. So Group D, the second member of Group D for both modes, facing hacking, would be Raywad. Raywad would be facing Are You Hacking in Group D. That's a stacked group. That's a stacked group. Raywad has a lot of opportunities to grow and improve his score. He's got a long way to go. He only joined halfway through the year. He won the tournaments that matters. Will he catch up? I don't know. We will see. So, we're moving on to the second member of Group C, awaiting Maple. Cartley. Cartley will be joining Maple in Group C. This again is not guaranteed. Kai and Maple in the same group. I would love to see the hyper matchup for that one. It's going to be so much fun. Moving on, facing Owen in Group 2B will be Addison. Oh my god. I think Owen lost to Addison in normal champs last year. Addison is a menace. I am very happy to potentially not have to face him. Okay. And we already showed it for the number 8 seed, so joining me in the first group would be Uninke. Not so favorable matchup in normal mode or hyper mode. Nothing is currently guaranteed. So now we're going to be going back around the other way. The 9 seed is Stygian takes the number 9 seed. So currently, Group A would have me, Uni, and Stygian. That is a slaughter of a bracket. I would not want to be the number 1 seed right now. And that's part of why I don't want it. Because I'm looking at this, and I'm getting nervous. I'm starting to feel worried that having the number 1 seed is more of a burden. Because it means you'll go against, as long as the top 10 are all strong, you're going to be facing the most amount of those people as the number 1 seed. Doesn't look good. Would not want to do that. So this is all shaping up pretty obvious, right? We're looking at this, and all these numbers look pretty reasonable. Let's move on to number 10. Number 10 will be going against, I believe, Owen and Addison in Group 2. That would be CJ. 5CJ4 would be in Group C. So CJ is also not participating in the qualifier tournament, which is very interesting because he is already outside of the top 10, meaning he will not be going against me unless he drops to number 16, which is very unlikely. So I will probably not be seeing CJ, which is kind of a shame. CJ's great. He's very strong, but I would rather face him than anyone else on this list. So the number 1 seed doesn't look good. Alright, moving on. Joining Maple and Kai, we have F-Will. F-Will! Wow. That's insane. What a group that is. Maple, Kai, and F-Will, it doesn't get much better than that. That is unbelievable. And literally, really, all of them made Hyper Champs last year. Half of them, 2/3 of them made normal champs. So this is a very stacked bracket. So we'll see how that changes. So here we are, joining Group D, which currently has Hacking and Raywad. Dopa! Now this is a person that will probably skip, but we're gonna hold off on that for now. For the moment, we'll assume that he comes back. Holy! Hacking, Raywad, and Dopa? Nah, bro. That's insane. That's not gonna happen, probably, but man, that's crazy. Alright, and also joining them in Group D, we have Ku! Ku will be joining Dopa, frickin' Hacking, and Raywad in Group D. Oh my god, that's crazy. So the last person with a first round bye on this current set is Uni. So that's interesting. But it may not stay that way. There are plenty of people that have the ability to fight for it. So now we're gonna go back the other way. So now joining Group C. Group C, I think, is the group with Maple, Kai, and CJ, I think? So who will join that group? In normal mode, it will be Bacon is Dead. Bacon is Dead joining Group C with Maple, Kai, and CJ. Honestly, Group C is looking very doable for the top 2. That's the group I would want to be in. Unfortunately, I decided to be really good this year and get the number 1 seed. So joining that same group in hyper mode is GVAP. Now GVAP does not have a lot of points here. She has also been away from the game for a decent portion of the year, and she is not in the qualifier tournament. based on the only reason she is in currently is because of the normal ratings. So we will see if that changes. And I did say normal ratings. That sounds weird because the highest normal ratings, one of those people will qualify. So technically she's the second highest, which is what is required here. And we've already revealed it. Joining Group B with, I think, Owen, Addison, and F-Will. Owen, Addison, F-Will. You have Oof. Oof is... Oh boy, he hasn't done quite as well as we would have hoped this year, but based on the rankings, he would get in. And then joining that same group, we have GVAP again. So that would be... I gotta remember this. Well, I already said it once. We'll do it again. Okay, so joining me and Uni and Stygian in Group A, Sander. Dude, the number 1 seed is a joke. It's a joke this year. Wow. And this is why I do not want the number 1 seed. That's a slaughter of a schedule. Uni, Stygian, and Sander. Jeez. Now, the number 17 seed is going against... Sorry, I didn't... I revealed this prematurely. But joining me in hyper mode would be Koi. That's a little bit more manageable until you see that Sander is the number 17 seed over here, meaning Koi and Sander would go against each other, and the winner of that match would join me in Group A. So I am hoping and praying that this list changes, but this is what it looks like for now. Oh man, I would not want this at all. So that is how everything unfolds. We still have a couple of more major tournaments to go. Yeah. Sorry, I was not mentally prepared to see that. And hopefully this will change. The problem is, who rises up? Because CJ cannot get into my group at this point anymore. So 8 and 9 are basically guaranteed to be extremely difficult opponents. I could find myself eliminated pretty easily from both modes as the number 1 seed. I think in this tournament, having a lower seed might actually be better, because the top 8, the top 9 is stacked. But if you're in Group D or a group like C, you face multiple people outside of the top 10. So that is very interesting. I think this year it's just going to be stacked no matter what. No matter what, it's going to be super stacked for everyone. Group C is looking perfectly timed for the music. But so far it's looking like Group C is the best overall group. This will obviously change, or not change, should I say. This will not change, but this is what it's looking like currently. So, I can go ahead and unreveal this. Hopefully, is there anything on this one? There is not anything on this one. So that's how everything stacks up. Ugh. Ugh. Gross. And this is everyone's points, the maximum points. I actually forgot to... the color scheme, hang on. Okay, I did a little bit of a highlighting job. Anything in light blue means that that is the final score, and it cannot be improved whatsoever. So we'll see how this goes. Again, right? A part of me doesn't want the number 1 seed. I really kind of don't. but we'll see how it goes. That is basically all that I have for now. We will see if any of this changes. I will probably make another video on this after the qualifier tournament is done. And in case anyone wants to know my current wild cards for normal mode, I still want Sylveon, and for hyper mode, I think, is that not already? Yeah, I'll need to pick somebody else, I guess, technically for hyper mode. Let's see. I don't wanna pick the same person twice. We'll go Sam. We'll go Sam Lee for hyper mode. So that's everything. Thanks guys. I'm getting kind of nervous. So you guys all have a good one. We'll see if we can get to 700. Probably not, guaranteed not. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.